Hello, I'm Andrea Sutcliffe, the Chief Executive and Registrar at the Nursing and Midwifery Council. This is the second of 3 webinars which explain the role of the NMC in your student journey. If you've not seen the first, you can catch up on our website. That's at nmc.org.uk. Today, I'll recap the role of the NMC in your student journey, and then some of my colleagues are going to talk about how to get the best out of your education, including how to make the most of experiences on practice learning placements. But first, some questions to reflect on. If you're watching this, you're hopefully a good way into your nursing or midwifery education, so it's a good time to have a think about how far you've come. What do you know now that you didn't know when you started? What surprised you? What are you most proud of? I'll take a bit of time to reflect on this and perhaps chat about it to your friends. There's the option to let us know your thoughts at the end of this webinar too. In the first webinar, we explained that our vision is safe, effective and kind nursing and midwifery practice that improves everyone's health and well-being. And our purpose is to promote and uphold high professional standards in nursing and midwifery. Our reason for doing this is to protect the public and inspire public confidence and professional pride. We also explained how we play a big role in making sure you get the best possible education so that when you qualify, you're ready to deliver the safe, kind and effective care that people have a right to expect. This includes setting high standards for your education to equip you with the skills and knowledge you need to practice safely and effectively. Approving your education provider and your specific programme, quality assuring your education and investigating if any concerns are raised with us about it. There are also things that we don't do. For example, we don't set your curriculum or arrange your placements. That's down to your education provider. And we don't have responsibility for the pay of nursing or midwifery professionals. So, now we've recapped what we do and what we don't do, I'm going to pass over to Aditi to talk about the NMC's role in your practice learning experiences.
Hi, I'm Aditi Chaudhary Gandhi and I work in the Professional Practice Directorate. I'm going to talk to you about how we can support you to get the most out of your practice learning experiences. Being on placement can be hard work, but very rewarding too. It's an important part of your learning to help prepare you for practice. Practice learning can take place in a variety of settings and can be diverse and complex. They can include simulated experiences too. We have standards that set out what you should do when you're on placement and what you can expect from your supervisor or assessor. They are called the Standards for Student Supervision and Assessment, or SSSA for short. They explain what good supervision and assessment look like, so you get the best out of your time in practice learning. They set out how, as a student, you're empowered to direct your own learning. You should work with your supervisor to plan the learning experiences you need, thinking about where you want to practice when you qualify. One important thing to note is that the standards state that you must have some form of supported or protected learning time. For student nurses and midwives, this means you should be considered supernumerary when out on your practice learning experiences, meaning that you're not counted as part of the staffing required for safe and effective care in that setting. If you're a nursing associate student as an apprentice, you do not need to be supernumerary, but you must have protected learning time. Although this supported or protected learning time means you should be treated differently to registered colleagues, you should still feel valued as a member of the team, working in a team that involves other healthcare professionals. You'll have a practice supervisor for every practice learning experience. Your practice supervisor can be any registered health and social care professional working in a practice environment. They'll support you on your placements, being a role model for safe, effective and inclusive care. They'll use the SSSA standards to give you the best possible support and feedback on your progress to help you become proficient in delivering excellent care. You also have two assessors, practice and academic. Your practice assessor must be a registered nurse, midwife or nursing associate. They can be assigned to you for a placement or a series of placements. They will collate evidence and feedback from your practice supervisors and assess and confirm what you've learned. Your academic assessor must also be a registered nurse, midwife or nursing associate. They collate and confirm your achievement in the academic environment for each part of your program. And they work with your practice assessors to make recommendations for your progression onto the next stage of your education. The two assessors take this decision collaboratively, taking into consideration what you've learned and achieved across theory and practice. They'll both use the SSSA standards to ensure you have the knowledge and skills you need. There's lots of supporting guidance about SSSA on our website. Familiarizing yourself with it should help you feel more empowered when you're on practice learning experiences. And if you want to hear about it in more detail, I'd really recommend you watch our webinar, which goes into much more detail about these standards. We'll share a link at the end of this one. If you have concerns about your placement or your experience as a student, you should first raise them with your education provider. They'll have a process for investigating concerns. But if you feel your concerns haven't been addressed, you can contact our quality assurance or QA team. You can do this via our website or by email to qateam@nmcuk.org. And you can also read a lot more detail about how the process works. When you're going on practice learning experiences, it's also really important that you look after yourself. To talk more about that, I'm now going to hand over to Verena.
Hi everyone, I'm Verena Wallace. I've been a midwife for 36 years and I work in professional practice at the NMC. That's the team that develops our education standards. The nursing and midwifery professions are really rewarding and you'll be helping the people you care for every day. But they're also really demanding roles. There can be long hours, a heavy workload and sometimes distressing outcomes for the people you care for and their families. And you might already be finding this on your practice placements. You can only give your best to people if you yourself are at your best. That means looking after your physical and mental well-being. It's even set out in the code, which says you should maintain the level of health you need to carry out your professional role. That means not just physical health, but mental, spiritual, and cultural health too. We can all forget to do this when we're busy, but things as simple as having a healthy diet and getting enough sleep give you the best chance of staying healthy. And reflecting at the end of the day to identify what's been positive and what you've learned can really help. Please do reach out to your personal tutor if you're struggling with the workload. And make sure you find out what wellbeing resources your university or college have to support you. But the most important thing, if you're struggling, talk to someone. It might be a fellow student, your supervisor or assessor, a tutor, a colleague, a friend, or a family member. But it's vital that you talk to someone you trust if you feel you need help. Finally, I'm going to hand back to Andrea.
Thanks, Verena. I know that as students you'll be incredibly busy and want information from us to be as easy to access as possible. I really encourage you to follow us on Twitter, Facebook or LinkedIn so you can get alerted to updates about our work. And if you haven't already, please sign up to our student newsletter. You'll get information about what our work means for you and we'll share advice and tips to help you in your studies. You can sign up right now. That's at nmc.org.uk/email-newsletters. I hope this has been useful. Please look out for the third webinar in the series, which is all about preparing you to join the register. From now, here are some helpful links. and good luck with the rest of your studies.